Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for game number 3 in our best of 5 showdown. You're watching the Summit 3 by Gigabyte G1 Gaming. And Cloud9, they got Asus.Polar on the ropes.
Yep, Polar looking to stay alive here. Cloud9 have pretty much done everything they've set out to do at this point, putting together pretty solid drafts and executing their game plan perfectly. Polar seem to be a bit shaken up, maybe still trying to recover from their matchup against Secret, but regardless, they got to try to find their way back into the game.
Well,
because
get whatever post-workout beverages you have if you're Asus.Polar. There's no more time for recovery. Now is either the time for a comeback or elimination. And well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we got a draft on our hands. Game 3 officially underway.
Woo! Okay, so Polar, they take the preemptive measure to ban out the Wisp, and they've had enough of that frickin' bird, so they get rid of Mr. KOTLGuy himself in the Phoenix. Also respect towards the Beastmaster as they eliminate him on Cloud9. They get rid of Sniper and Troll, which, hey, I'm happy to not see Troll in the game, so I'm good with that. Their first pickup for Polar is going to be an Axe. Cloud9 respond with the Zeus Lion, and now the Enigma going to be picked up once more for Polar. So going greedy again with their support here. We'll see if Cloud9 look to be a bit more aggressive like they did in the previous game.
All right. Yeah, the Axe Enigma, a bit different from that Jug. Speaking of the Jug, he's been ignored. And, well, now for Cloud9, with the Zeus pickup, they love to play around this here. We've seen the Zeus Beastmaster together. We've seen them run, I think, Spectre with it a handful of times, though. They don't hugely love the Spectre. It is a bit weak as far as the lanes go. What else have they been running? Man, they've been playing a lot of games lately. 10 games in their last 4 days.
Yeah.
They ran the PL. The PL is the other thing that they've run with the Zeus from time to time. It is still available.
Yeah.
I feel like the Axe Enigma, though, these are two of the better heroes to deal with the Phantom Lancer. So I'm not sure if that's the hero that Cloud9 want this time around.
This could be the Bat Rider pickup here.
Oh, yeah. That's a really good one to go with the Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, it's been ignored up to this point. They still need their Bone 7 hero. I don't see any reason why they would pass up on grabbing the Bat Rider here and now, and they will not pass on that chance. They grab it here. The other thing that is worthy to note is with the pickup of an Axe Enigma, these are two heroes that really thrive on their initiation and their positioning, and that can prove to be a bit difficult when you're going against something like the Zeus. Man, that static field passive is just ridiculous. 1200 range. You may be kind of there on the outskirts thinking that you're waiting in the dark and you have a chance to really pounce, but one quick lightning bolt randomly to the ground and you're stuck just kind of doing it in the old-fashioned way and walking in, and it could just prove to really hit Polar where it hurts when they want to try to execute when things break out.
Yeah, I guess the big change this game, which we didn't, I don't know if you mentioned it, we didn't really talk about it much, was the Phoenix did get banned. Asus.Polar, tired of that hero. It was run once in the off lane, once as a support, normally run in the off lane, but it just gives them this filthy team fight around the hero, and he's one of the few offlaners that brings that amazing team fight to the table. Whereas, like, you look like an Axe, he's a great initiator. Clockwork is as well. Bat Rider, but most of these offlaners that are in vogue are more single target style heroes. Now the Bat Rider coming out.
I wonder if they'll do the Bounty Hunter again, just to mess with the jungle. Someone's going to be in the jungle. Axe, Enigma already out there. They've done it before in the hands of Big Daddy where they could be a big nuisance to him.
Yeah, I don't think the Bounty Hunter does that much against the Axe. At least you can't really stop him from farming. Maybe can snipe him if he's really low. Oh, that was right. That's right. It's the Ancient Apparition. That's the other hero they've been running a lot. And the last hero for Cloud9, G2A, maybe it's a Void. That's a possibility. I think the Phantom Lancer still
Naga Siren.
A slight chance. Naga would be the dirtiest of the bunch. That was what they that was it. It was the Naga AA Zeus. I couldn't see the draft in the recent games because Dota buff only showing the last 10 by default. But you've dug into the annals here to find the deeper drafts.
I'm just a shoutcaster. I don't know anything about Dota, but I will look up the research here to get an idea of what has been trending amongst their teams.
Librarian Dakota on the case.
But Polar do respond. They're going to get the Illidan Slark, it looks like, once more. They
Ancient Apparition goes real well against the Slark. You know, that Ice Blast, very nice to have versus him.
Very true. So it's something scary there for them to look out. But Lockdown is not a question here for Polar between what they got. Fiend's Grip, Black Hole, Axe Call. I mean, you're not going to be going anywhere.
If they want to go with their most recent draft using these heroes, then yeah, the Naga would be the ban for Asus.Polar. What would Cloud9 G2A go for instead?
I mean, PL was pretty good last game. If they want to go for it again.
They're going to leave the Naga out there. I mean, Axe Enigma is decent versus Naga, but these are long, especially the Black. The Black Hole is a long cooldown ultimate, and something the Naga can look to play around. I think they can make it work with the Naga here. I don't feel like Asus.Polar have excellent solutions for a Naga.
If not Naga, I mean, I don't think they have a good frontliner for something
They also
like
don't
a
have a great
Drow.
solution for the illusions, is the thing. In a team fight, they can with like a black hole and a call, but they don't have like a lion to go around just sniping them when they're split pushing with mana drain.
Other than that, it's like Jug's still out there, so you can do like a why not kind of a thing if you really want to go for something like that. But we'll see here now, going all the way through the reserve time. Just
maybe trying to make Asus.Polar overthink this a bit before they go for their 5th, or perhaps even debating.
And Polar,
What
they
else?
need their mid lane as well.
For
it
Eternal
looks
Envy,
kind of similar to your Naga in a sense. We don't see this hero very often. It doesn't take long. As an immediate retort here from Polar as they grab up the Magnus. Wombo combo out the ears here for Polar on their kind of a get up, but
Slark Mag, that is not even counting this Enigma Axe. That is just a dirty, dirty, dirty team fight.
But the Terrorblade, I mean, keep in mind, these illusion-based heroes were nerfed a little bit. They now do 25% less damage, those illusions do, against the towers. So, you know, we've got to remember back in the day for Terrorblade, he is at his weakest in the early laning phase where he is very, very frail. This is a fragile hero who just needs to try to blitz forward and getting even power treads early on just so he can kind of hold his own. But then once you get like a Yasha underway, his metamorphosis can do just ridiculous amounts of damage. He's able to pretty much solo a tower in his own right. So I hope Polar have brushed up on their Terrorblade play because, well, I haven't certainly seen it in a while, and I would wager they haven't either. So
no, I'm gonna try and do a quick check here on Death Dota while we're getting ready. When is the last time the Terrorblade was even played? It is, like you said, not been a go-to. He's been played 35 times in this patch, and this patch has been around for a while, mind you, at this point. 18 and 17. So about a 50% win rate, but this is coming as a hero that's likely a 5th pick because he's not getting banned. He can be snapped up last. So even as an ambush pick most of the time, I imagine, he's still only scrapping together a 50% win rate.
I'm trying to like rattle my brain as far as what is something that the Terrorblade offers that the Naga doesn't, that they opted to go kind of down this road.
Well, he can push more early. He applies a lot more pressure to the towers early on with his ultimate. The Naga is much more magic damage, whereas the Terrorblade almost entirely physical, so maybe wanting a bit of a spread. Oh, do I not? Oh, I've got it muted. Okay, there we go.
There we go. So
good catch, buddy.
No problem. So it looks like no early aggression coming out from either side. You know, Cloud9 not looking to invade.
He's a bit. The other thing with the
jungle.
Terrorblade, just to finish, is he's a bit of a better zoner early than the Naga,
That
especially
is
against
true.
the melee here like the Axe. So
yes.
maybe that's a consideration for Cloud9. Is just how the lanes are going to develop. But yeah, anyway.
No, Terrorblade, you're right. Terrorblade can definitely contribute in some of the early skirmishes, whereas a Naga might have a bit more trouble. But sound of the horn now, and you know, Cloud9 with their AA have tremendous level 1 damage with that chilling touch, so they just bully back Polar, and they get an immediate D ward here. So a free 50 gold for them. They claim that top rune and the bottom rune, so technically that means they already won this game, but we'll have to play it out anyways. But you know, Cloud9 were not able to move into the jungle and stop Enigma's camps at all. Look at this early harassment from Illidan. Just an immediate pounce on the Bone 7. Like, yeah, start using those tangos, buddy. Start using that regen.
Yeah, you eat a tree. Okay. There we go. So they're going to dual lane mid to start here with Misery. Doesn't have the chilling touch right now. He already used it to help secure the rune, but still.
But G only has one shared tango, and he, left.
He already used the one.
And now he's just stuck without any regen at all. That is rough. It looks like FNG is trying to help out. He gets a quick deny on that mid lane. You know, funny enough, they changed up the Enigma player here. FNG now going to be playing the Enigma, and Lil is going to be doing the Ben. Yeah, Lil's going to be going with the Bane now. So.
Nah, I mean, maybe it's just, oh, gee, dropping real low mid.
They're punishing him for having no regen.
Yeah, he could kill him with a bolt chain, so he's going to have to wait for the bottle here. Gee, it is coming. Do want to point out, early Metamorphosis got used by Eternal Envy. Does a ton of damage here to Sadoy, who has a salve. And now you'll have that nice long window, about a minute and a half, with no Metamorphosis. This is where the Axe wants to get his levels, and that's where Misery and maybe even Big Daddy will come in here and try to... They'll use the downtime to on the Metamorph to try and step up their game bottom and keep Sadoy out.
Well, Misery already did his job there in the mid lane. Helping out Fata, being able to zone back G has allowed him to get that early bit of a boost for Zeus. Now pushing towards level 3. G gets his level 3 actually first. So it does give him a little bit of an advantage here, but you know, they're just trying to spread that across the map. They don't want anyone to be suffering too much in their laning potential. But it looks like they will sack the off lane for now. Bone 7 has already opted to step back to the jungle. Mud Golems here to welcome him, and he doesn't like that. He's still level 1, and as we all know, Batrider doesn't really succeed in his jungle prowess until he gets at least level 2. It can have both sticky and flight.
He may just leech a level here mid. I guess he could try to auto-tech the golem. But
This is not what you want to have to do, but sometimes you got to get down and dirty to get that Blink Dagger started, it looks like.
He's getting in the mud, that's for sure.
We'll make the best of it, at least for now. They continue to trade, so Illidan's going to have free roam to work with here in the top lane. For now, Lil just kind of finding his own XP, not taking any of that XP away from Illidan, and he'll just be able to get his own bits of farm here on the side. So, bit of a slow start here, but nice early invis here from Big Daddy. We'll scout out Sadoy.
They can't just run at him. They got to wait for him to move forward, and then they can make their play. But he has a ward bottom, so I believe he did see this one getting picked up. Oh, he is poking himself out a little bit too far. Maybe.
Okay.
Done off. No, that'll be okay.
Yeah, I guess just as the invis expires, might as well get something out of it. We'll eat a battle hunger in return, but Sadoy will be able to avoid that potential gank attempt. We'll step away.
No early point of reflection yet from E. Going for that more standard build. And the thing to remember with Terrorblade is he is kind of like the troll and the jug in the sense that he can go to the woods very early on. I imagine they may look to give this lane to the AA or the Lion, but for now they lay into Sadoy. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Sadoy has no points in call. He's got no bonus armor, and he will end up giving up the first blood here. Big Daddy the one to get it, so I think maybe a bit happy that it's, well, not happy, but relieved that it's not the Terrorblade getting it still. Not a good start in the offlane.
Certainly not, and you want to be punishing this Terrorblade because he's just so weak early on. I mean, until he got that level, he wasn't even at 500 life, but now he's going to come back, and while he has some life left in this Metamorphosis, he will just dish out a little bit of right click here, but ultimately Sadoy just tries to get himself back into formation. And it's another one of those kind of lineups where if Axe runs into trouble in his offlane, it's not like you can just retreat to the jungle and, you know, recover there. You got your FNG Enigma, who's currently occupied it and is doing his best to kind of be on par with your standard dire jungle Enigma. Right now he's level 4, 4 minutes in, which is not too shabby, but definitely a bit of a slow start for him.
Yeah, he's the same level as Bone 7, who didn't get anything out of the offlane.
Yeah.
So with that, you got to call it I think a win here for Cloud9. They're in good shape.
Fata does pick up the bottle, has his Soul Ring now online, and will head himself back towards the mid lane. And I'm curious to see, once that level 6 does come together, if they will build up the aggression here on the sideline, specifically here on the bottom once again. So that's an easy follow-up. With the lockdown that Big Daddy could provide, they potentially do have the burst on top of Metamorphosis to get any kill they want across the map right now. But looks like Misery's actually going to hightail it. He's going to head towards the top lane here, and he's just going to get a little bit of that solo time to farm up and maybe get that Ice Blast.
I'm not sure what that means, but I don't think it's meant for us, so we're going to go ahead and ignore it.
Thank you, spectator.
We do see a lot of stacks coming out now, though. Nice set of gold here to be picked up by Bone 7, and with this, like you said, it's going to be a very fast, timely Blink Dagger. We'll even get some bruisers in the mix as well. Good start here for Bone 7 in the woods after a slow beginning with the golems. He's able to turn it right around. Will happily farm up Fatty. Though there is the Satyr Tormentor. Little annoying that he's got the healing aura to keep some of these creeps alive a bit longer.
Look at this big turn around the corner here from Big Daddy. Very aggressive just to... You know, he doesn't have a ward, so he's not planting a very early high ward.
And meanwhile, it's the Polar turn to smoke. They also make their move.
They could end up crossing paths here with your Lion.
All right.
That's not happening, so they're going to hang out. But they're waiting quite a bit here. Here they come. They have eyes for Big Daddy. They could cross paths with him here in a moment. He moves in the second they come in, get the early Malphus. There they go the spins, and I don't think Big Daddy's going anywhere. Unfortunate timing for him, and a good rotation from Polar from top to bottom there to be able to get the catch up, and now they managed to find their own kill, put it on the board, and even things up 1-1.
Bone 7 does die to neutrals here. Did not spend his gold. Looks like he just got a little over-aggressive, tanking the creeps. Bone 7 does like to play he likes to push the limit as much as possible whenever he's playing on the offlane, so. Just cost him. Oh, Fada Close to being able to get a kill here with the ulti. No, not with the stick
they got
charges.
it. Oh, RP, but immediate hex from Big Daddy. Back from the dead. 2-man stun. They'll take out the Magnus. They could get Lil here with one more bit of burst. No, not quite enough mana there for Fata. He tries to bottle up and already had used the Soul Ring. But still, good turnaround for them. Big Daddy returns just in the nick of time.
Fata now level 7. He's got the max bolt. The ultimate's still available. And if he gets one more round of Bottle Crow, he could easily have the mana for the rotation. In fact, he's already got his Arcane Boots, so expect to see another go here in just a moment.
He could Arcane Big Daddy here, which he will, and now they can get another kill mid.
Nobody really backing him up. Bolt comes out, but he is sitting a bit far back. In good news, Sadoy starting to find a little more space in this bottom lane. The supports have been off the lane, so he is getting some me time, a little catch up for him, but that's about to change because Bone 7 is getting close to the Blink Dagger. Does throw out the ultimate, not enough for the kill there. Pop the stick, G able to bait out a Zeus ult, which is nice, but it's not the longest cooldown. Not a huge deal for Cloud9. Uh-oh. E? No backup for this call. Looking for some miracle spin. Sadoy not really getting him. And
help's on the way, though.
He'll be turned around upon.
Nice little air spike there. Connects Sadoy. Forced to now run, but I don't think he has anywhere to go. Another Ice Vortex could slow him down. There it is. Now the right clicks to follow, but there's not going to be enough follow-up.
Big Daddy. He could go for another repel.
No,
not going to.
He's going to pull back, but they got the job done. They did rotate in to help out EE. He will live. And he uses the rest of this Metamorphosis, or not, sorry, Metamorphosis is still up. He just goes back to the jungle to kind of farm it up for now.
All right, they got the Blink. The Blink's up on the bat. The Zeus ult cooling down in 40 seconds. This is the big timey window that Cloud9 are searching for. As for Asus.Polar, well, their Magnus Blink isn't coming anytime soon. G did go for the early Arcane Boots to try and engage that Zeus in the spam war. Midas out on the Slark. Axe no Blink in sight. So you look across the map and gotta say the Polar squad, they're not really ready to fight just yet. They'll be looking to counter-initiate more, defend their towers, and play reactively. It's the Cloud9 G2A squad who want to get aggressive.
Yeah, because Illidan, you know, he got his standard Midas get up here and is just gonna try to probably go into his big aggressive item next, whether that's the Blink, whether it's the Shadow Blade. We might not see much out of him till that point.
Here's your smoke.
We move up towards FNG, who is on the way back towards the jungle. I mean, they do have RP and Black Hole if something is to break out, but...
They see him. They got the lasso. Good angle for Bone 7 to attack from. They'll pull him in. They may even get all these Eidolons as well. Big Daddy coming out with the stun. They don't even need the Zeus ult. It's held for now. He's busy going on mid. He'll bring down the Bane as well. They make it a 2-for-nothing exchange, and even Eternal Envy making his moves. He now rotates into mid.
They want to go for bottom. They're going to go for Misery. They know that no one else is here to help them out, so they're just going to try to get the easy pick on the support, and they will do so. A good grab for them, but it's pressure on the mid lane now as Metamorphosis is unleashed here. This tier 1 could be dropped momentarily, and it could be an access point removed here from Polar. Oh, Illidan. Ouch. Big damage. Brought down to half-life already from Fata. Here comes G. Still has the RP to use. Looking to move on in the middle to catch both of them. Gets it. Nice 2-man connection. Skewer. Black Hole to follow up from Polar. But it's Fata who managed to strike another kill. Can they punish him for it? Illidan goes down. He gets the double right there. Will pay with his own life, and it's a double kill traded. Now for G.
Not even done yet. Sadoy was diving the bottom lane. He can go back in on Misery. Now that the Cold Feet isn't procced, he's got a call available. I think he actually, with the call there, has the chop ready. Slowed down by the Ice Vortex. Doesn't have the Tranquil move speed now. Ring around the Rosie, heading to the north, dropping Ice Vortexes in his wake to try and slow him down. And there's your finger. Big Daddy turns it. Then they lose the AA. Trade after trade after trade. An absolute bloodbath erupting around the map. 2 Blink Daggers coming out to make it our lives even more difficult controlling the camera, but when it all settles down, it is a little win there across the map for Asus.Polar in terms of gold, and a big win in terms of experience.
Nice little snipe there at the end from G with that shockwave. That secures his Blink Dagger, as he pointed out, and yeah, Fata has one of his own here. So things getting a bit sketchy. The benefit, though, for Cloud9 is that passive from Zeus is not going to make Blink so effective here for Polar as long as he's around, but you know, Ice Blast, first one of the game, looking to connect mid lane, and yeah, he's done for. Oh, mid skewer even, his dead corpse trotting ahead, and
you can't run from Merlini.
Nope, certainly not. Falls in his own blood pile there, and makes for an easy pick, and that is the potential of what's to come here. Just global setup here with your AA. This is actually the same Cloud9 lineup I saw previously, where it was pointed out that Big Daddy can just be like that one-man hit squad. by the time he's able to throw together a Blink Dagger, anywhere he goes could be initially set up with an Ice Blast, then he just kind of lays down the law with his Hex and Spike, a Finger if necessary, and then Fata could simply call down the Global.
Only solution to that is wards and BKB. That's about it. Otherwise, you're just food.
And all the meanwhile, Eternal Envy could just farm up on his TB to be the late game. But here's going to be a jump in on Sadoy. Good lasso, good burst, and he is done for here. This is the ganking expedition that Cloud9 are going to be going on from here on out if possible.
Nicely done. Again, it's right before Asus really come online. They don't have their Axe Blink. He's quite delayed. The Slark, no real initiating item for him picked up. They will send in the Ice Blast bottom lane, though. Big Daddy, no finger. Already used the stun, but still, pressure put onto the Slark, forcing him to back off. The one item they do finally have is at least the Magnus Blink, and they will want to make some plays happen with this. Anxious to get involved and active on the map. They make their way bottom here, Polar Squad.
Ooh.
Looking for Big Daddy.
They planted a ward, so they see it coming. He goes right to the bottom, and already there's going to be TP to come in from Fata here, but he might be able to catch both.
Or maybe nobody.
Nobody as he gets hexed up, and Fata, he's going to be gripped here, but they immediately take down the Bane. Fata on the run to get away from this one. Meanwhile, G and Big Daddy going toe-to-toe. He uses the RP on the Lion alone, tries to blink and TP the hell out of there, and will make it away.
FNG also going for the TP out. They get him!
Oh!
The corpse goes back to the well, but the bolt follows him all the way, apparently. Well, they return nothing but a body.
Oh, Fata,
may get turned on, though.
It's good pounce connection. The right clicks to come here, very low on life. And there's no blink or Shadow Blade or anything yet here on Illidan, so he just can't chase.
Fata really pushing to limit. Even turns around to throw out a bolt there. This tower bottom will get glyphed. There is no Sunder yet for Eternal Envy, only level 8. With no Sunder and relatively low health, he just wants to back himself away. But Illidan, he's ready to fight. He's coming right in. Big Daddy's got his ultimate, though. He can go in now with the finger. No, he just hexes and runs, but G's there to greet him. He gets impaled upon the mighty horn of Magnus. He needs that TP to cool down, man.
Gets a nice little last hit right there, and yeah, he will get the hell out with that TP.
They're battling back here a bit. The gold still going the way of Cloud9 as they have managed to pile on 2 tower kills to nothing, but experience. It's actually dead even, maybe even favoring Asus.Polar. 300 down, but basically dead even game.
They don't even have a Blink Dagger yet on their Axe. That's another big thing that they can look to kind of
It feels like the Axe has hardly been in this game. Yeah. Sadoy 0 and 3. He doesn't have the blink. When he dove bottom, he just ended up feeding a kill to the Lion. And still, like you said, it's a very even game. And they're running Slark Magnus. An empowered Slark. This is a carry that normally builds mass stats. It's just disgusting. And as you talked about earlier, the black hole combo with the RP, this is just a game-winning duo if they hit their spells. So still very much an even game here. As they go on top lanes. There used to be a Sadoy there. Not any longer. There used to be an FNG there, but they want to kidnap him and bring him towards an early demise defensive sleep. Don't think it's good enough. Another bolt, another kill, the chase onto Lil. The blink forward. RP used all on Big Daddy. They'll get the kill as they retreat out, but Bone 7 still pursues. Once Lil, they'll get him as well. Another takedown for Fata. He may feed a big streak. No, just going to TP away. Everything looking great here for your Zeus. Not so great for Bone 7.
He will go down, and it's a nice little double kill there on return for Illidan. But pretty much Cloud9, this is what they're happy with. They break even or they come out on top. They're good with that because, mind you, they're doing all this without their Terrorblade. It's just a 4-man hit squad who goes out there, brings down some maybe objectives, gets some kills, and creates that space. So this Terrorblade can continue to farm up. Yeah, maybe later on Polar want to maybe take big fights, get an RP, get your empowered Slark happening, but they also have to make sure they can keep their side towers in check, because I feel like this is going to be one of those kind of games where Eternal Envy will just continue to be that old school Terrorblade that we've come to know and hate, where he just rats it on through and just
it's going to be a tirade. It's kind of a tough game to rat, I feel like, because almost every one of these heroes can cancel a TP. Now that said, FNG is looking very underfarmed. And this is, I think when we saw Big Daddy on the Enigma, was it in Game 1, I believe?
Yes.
Game 1, he had a mech around like the 10-minute mark, maybe even sooner than that. It was a very fast mech.
They also were taking towers down.
Yeah.
They had gotten those 2 towers on bottom lane, and
who else did they have with the Enigma? They had someone else who could push, I think. Was it Troll? No. Oh, Juggernaut. Juggernaut Enigma. That's right. Yeah, I guess they don't really have that great pushing hero, and it does seem to be hurting everyone. The Enigma, probably the main hero that suffers, but still, if you're the Polar squad, you're in okay shape. You get your 4 staff coming out for G. It's just that they want to find big team fights, and there's this diametrically opposed draft in C9 that really just want to find easy pickoffs around.
What was that word? Diametrically? I've never heard that. That's awesome. I'll have to use that.
Yeah.
I'll let you have I'll let you have girthy. I'll take that.
It basically means completely opposed, but it sounds good.
I'm not smart for those kind of big words here, LG. So.
Someday you can be.
All right. Well, the nice thing is
You're
that
smart enough to remind me to turn the game sound, though. That's all that matters, Dakota.
just Cloud9, they've been able to really add pressure everywhere, and Polar have not been able to kind of go forward with their own objectives. It's another game where it's very slow for them to be able to even take one Tier 1 tower. They're finally trying to get things started here on the bottom as Illidan chops it away, but it could come out of trade here for Cloud9 towards this top one. But it looks like that might not be the case. Polar have more attention towards the bottom altogether.
You know, one thing I want to point out, there is a significant difference in how G is choosing to play as Magnus versus how Fada has been and how we saw from Sumail. He's not maxing the tower early. Oh, Illidan, bottom lane, makes his move onto Fada. Man, that's a tanky Zeus. Already a Bloodstone picked up. They're going to kidnap G, keep him away, while Illidan will try to finish him off solo. He gets it done, but he gets fingered under the tower as a trade. And now Big Daddy moseys his way in. They've got the Bat Rider joining the fray. Sadoy, maybe another death for this star-crossed axe. No! RP on 2. Oh. Now the turn may come. Grip on another. They're going to bring Bone 7 low. They might get Big Daddy. 2 heroes done. Ice Blast gets chunked in. Kaboom! See you later. Everybody dropping. We might see 4 plus heroes dead on each team. Now they'll retreat from Lil. They'll bring down the mighty Magnus as well on his scurry back. And when it all ends, I'd say all 3 cores down for Asus, with this axe looking more and more like a 4 position as the game moves along.
He just keeps getting put off from getting that Blink Dagger. Finally, he's able to grab a hold of it here.
Oh, they can get Big Daddy, though. Lil, easiest brains half of his life. I gotcha.
Free food right there for him, so he'll get the quick support snag. And poor FNG in that fight. He just saw the beautiful setup of that RP, and he's like, I'm going to get there for a black hole. It's coming. And then he just gets slapped in the face with that snowball, and he goes down. So it still continues to be a bit of a hard game for your Enigma to get the setup there. And I don't know if he needs to consider investing in a Blink Dagger just to catch up with the rest of his team with their big initiation.
But this enter rat tactics time.
Oh.
They're going to go on and turn on the illusion here. Not able to find the real guy. The real one's off in the woods. Puts together a Yasha. Still not that snowball-y start for the EE Terrorblade by any stretch. He moved around a lot early, helped his team get towers, but he hasn't had too much freedom as the game has continued. They've been constantly pressured him. Well, the game's going to slow down a bit now. Fada with the Bloodstone Blink Dagger. Very fat.
Very fat.
It's just one of those games where the teams have completely different strategies, but I wouldn't say either team clearly has an advantage or even an edge late game. It's like if Cloud9, maybe you say it's harder for Asus.Polar to execute their draft, but if they do, it's just an unstoppably good team fight combo. So maybe harder to land their spells, but more potential rewards should they be able to put it together.
Good detection there from Fata. He pops out the ultimate, sees that Illidan was actually nearby, hoping to pounce there onto the mid lane, but will not be happening there. But as Big Daddy now picks up his Blink Dagger, I think they're going to look to try to turn things up a little bit. Ice Blast connects on top. No one is there. So maybe hoping for a potential setup here from Fata and Bone 7 on the outskirts, but no one looking to rotate quite yet from the side of Polar. They are dancing around this Roche Pit, considering making a go at it. At the same moment, Cloud9 can just kind of make their own split push happen here. So we'll have to see what the call is going to be from both sides. It looks like Polar just want to follow through with getting this Roche down.
I think they're just they're drawing lines like they want to move towards the pit, but it seems maybe they even let the Roche go and then just try and find picks elsewhere as the trade-off. No Zeus ulti. Without the Zeus ult, not the easiest contest. They'll see FNG, the only man in the pit. At least for now, though. Roche quickly going to deal with these Eidolon. Demonic conversion.
Looks like almost the Polar a little indecisive as far as what they want to do. FNG's still here. Didn't plan a ward or anything.
Ideally, they'd like to start with a pick. Oh. Close call for Eternal Envy.
Still hanging around up here, and Cloud9 continue to farm across the map.
They can almost get a kill here on FNG. He's got his ultimate available. No, finger. Save the Zeus ult. Chuck out your finger.
All right, Enigma down. Maybe it's time to party here if you're Cloud9, but Illidan makes a good jump in onto Big Daddy. Immediate Hex is there. Ice Blast to follow. He gets the kill, taking down your Lion. Now looks to go into Misery. Your ult does fly out. Illidan could be in trouble here, trying to make the run away. Jump in call, catches Misery, gets the dunk, takes him down. Now Polar, maybe on the retreat after that, look to step away with their small advantage as it is right now. A 2-for-1 trade.
Back and forth game, but Asus.Polar playing from a gold disadvantage here will be happy to make these trades. They still haven't taken the tier 1 top or mid, whereas Cloud9, the 2-tower advantage of having taken all tier 1s. Now they could even consider that walk into the Roche pit, though. The good news for the C9 G2A squad is they always have their ults up, basically. Like they're low enough cooldown that the window where the ults are not ready is very small, so looking for big explosive trades off of the ults being used is not the easiest thing in the world.
Manta is going right for a refresher, it looks like. He's got an Oblivion staff on hand. Double global with an Ice Blast already out there. And a finger?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you compare what the Ags gives you to what the refresher gives you, and it's not even close. Because you get 2 Zeus ults off, you might kill their entire team. Whereas one slightly stronger ult, it is still a good Ags upgrade. I think he'll go back for it, but the item that is the most explosive potential and is certainly the refresher. And
yeah,
with the Bloodstone, he's got the mana pool to support it already. So that's the other thing. Is often when you see the Ags, part of what it gives you is the mana pool. But
yeah,
with the Bloodstone already, I think this is the build. I believe it's something that he's done in the past when he doesn't play the Zeus. He normally goes straight into the refresher. So.
Yeah. Plus, you prolong their chance of being able to blink, initiate, or just
Look at
blink
this.
and retreat.
Lil? Oh, he may just... No. See, if there's a refresher Zeus there, you can just kill him with 2 ulti.
Oh, easy. There's already used one of them here. They're going now, looking to bottle up. All the meanwhile, back at the Roche pit, Eternal Envy taking up the Roche to sunder his ally. No tail there. And they will get the job done.
Feels like the Cloud9 from a couple of months back when all they were doing was running this Terrorblade. Every game they would run it. This time around, it's more of a surprise pick. Definitely not what Asus.Polar would have expected, and it's doing okay. It hasn't completely taken over the game yet, but it also really doesn't need to. Even though the Terrorblade's the most unusual pick of the draft, I don't think it's the most unconventional. Or rather, I don't think it's the most important. Sorry, getting my words mixed up here. He's blinking in. They want to make a go on Illidan, but Shadowblades retreat. The thing is, like, the Terrorblade could just be any carry, but the crux of the draft is really that Zeus Batrider AA with the Lion as a good initiator. It feels like a lot of carries can be getting stuff done around the map, and ultimately the meat and potatoes is that big global pick-off combo.
I mean, he wouldn't be able to really thrive as a Terrorblade if the other 4 on his team weren't able to go out there and create the space and get those other objectives and find their own picks. And, you know, it's credit to them to be able to allow him to do something like this. Whether it's a Terrorblade, whether it's a Naga, it's essentially what feels like the same game plan overall.
I think at this point in the game, they'd probably rather have a Naga if they could just trade the net worth over. Because as the game goes late, just having the 1-minute cooldown song with the Zeus ulti, which is a 1.5-minute cooldown, the lasso, which is about a minute cooldown. It is a minute cooldown when it's maxed. It doesn't have the level 3 lasso just yet. Everything syncs up so well with the song, where you can just constantly set up kills with a song into any sort of spell follow-up. I don't think the Terrorblade is the same synergy, but they really wanted the stronger safe laners to zone out and slow down that Axe. And to be fair, the Axe did have a very slow start, so I think they got what they were looking for with that.
Looks like Cloud9 will advance towards this top lane here.
It's going to be scouted out with a dire ward. Well, it's just an aggressive movement towards some enemy heroes.
It just becomes very difficult here. I mean, you look at Polar lineup, they have huge team fight and strong initiation to set it all up, but finding that kind of an opening before they get kind of caught out proves to be a bit difficult here. And Cloud9 could take this opportunity to play some aggressive wards. You see them already in the hands of Misery here. He wants to get one down here into the Polar jungle side, and he does put one right here. So it looks like with that extra bit of intel, they'll see if anyone comes.
Entire invasion, though. Seeing so many heroes in their woods, they're just going to go straight towards the top lane. There was no smoke there. They are scouted out. Now the Zeus ult coming in. They're going to finger Lil off the bat. Impale follow-up. Nice takedown by Big Daddy to start the fight. They may end up backing off as they catch out FNG with the lasso. This could be a big kill. He turns with the hole. Where's the cancel? The RP. Massive combo. Then they skewer him in. They don't get the job done, though. Cloud9 surviving, turning the fight. They bring down 4. Illidan was hitting a hero on the backlines that whole time.
That Sunder removes everything that Illidan has to live, and he's got to get the hell out of there. FNG moves forward, but after already committing his black hole, he just has not much left in the tank. They are able to easily chop down the axe, and now it's Cloud9 still alive and well.
Imagine if Illidan was in power, just smacking everyone. That was in black hole RP combo, but still they may end up getting more kills here. Illidan able to bring down the Aegis, forcing Big Daddy back. Can they kill Envy a second time? They've got a Malefice. Cancel any sort of TP out. It's only a level 1 Malefice. He's going to turn and starts to fight Illidan, and it seems he's winning this fight. Everybody respawning. Cloud9, G2A going to go again. They get the 2-hero kill. Big Daddy right back in action. This could be it. A first lane of Rax might be in theirs for the taking.
And goes down, and now they go on forward here. Cloud9 continue to get the job done, and in quick fashion at that, jump in. Trying to make a go on to FNG. Lasso in 1. No. Decides to force staff to get the hell out of there. G's now back in action here, but the Ice Blast to fly and will connect on 2. Big Daddy turns back with full mana. Tries to step on in. They're very low. If they get bursted down low enough, they will snap, and they go down. G just got back, and he's dead again.
This could be even the series, maybe. They've got a Sunder on Eternal Envy. If they want to leave him around, is there anyone he can use that Sunder on? He's got some healthy allies mid. He's going to stick around top lane. And I'm worried about maybe some more buybacks even coming out. But they used 2 there. That's an Axe buyback, an Enigma dieback. It's a very costly exchange all around the map. And again, just very unfortunate that when they found their massive combo was right when Illidan was backstabbing. I didn't see who he took down, but there were 3-4 heroes caught in that black hole Dakota, and he didn't hit them once during that entire hole.
It looked like he was up in arms there with Big Daddy, and that's what made the timing so much better for Polar, is because it was a moment when Lion had no sort of way to disable him. He was not caught in the RP or black hole, but he had already committed those stuns and that CC lockdown elsewhere.
I guess you could argue that, well, if he wasn't there, then maybe the Lion hexes the Enigma, so perhaps the black hole gets canceled, but ideal world, you've got Illidan there the whole time. Speaking of Illidan, Rutro.
Oh, they kidnap him. They pull him back. Ice Blast flies through him, but it doesn't matter. It's Bone7 who gets that kill, showing off that new Mask of Madness Batrider with all that sweet Ferrari move speed he's got. 28-18, though. They take down the big core, and Illidan's going to be out for a minute.
He's not Bugatti level yet.
No, not yet. Certainly not.
It's not quite where the Twitch chat is. Everybody in chat just riding around their personal Bugatti. I don't even think that many Bugattis have been built.
If I don't see a Bugatti in the parking lot at TI, I'm going to be pretty upset.
A fleet of Bugattis.
Oh god, Refresher Orb now picked up on Fata.
Level 3 ultimate as well. And I did try to highlight it, but he also denied himself in that fight, so avoiding giving up a nice pile of gold to Asus.Polar is Cloud9 just pushing in mid.
This is, they are very close to clearing out Polar 3-0. Who'd have thought? I don't think anyone would have thought that Cloud9 would have taken it 3-0. Sure, maybe they could have taken a series, but maybe a 4 or 5 game stretch, but to really take it to Polar like this from start to finish, very impressive. And for Polar, they're fighting for their Summit 3 life. After this,
they were so close versus Secret to lose 3-0 this one-sidedly versus Cloud9 would just be heartbreaking for them. See, though, they're not 100% out of it. One black hole RP combo could change everything, but they need an empowered Illidan over the top. They're going to go in now. The call comes out into Bone7. Good way to start the fight, but the turn from an Ice Blast as well as a quick finger. Now the Zeus ulti. The hammer drops. 2 ultimates deployed and a hasted Fata.
It's going to be 4
races in.
Lil is very low. Fata wants to get him. He's got a haste rune here. Zapped, not going anywhere. They get the kill. Ultra kill for Fata. And it looks like Cloud9 will now go down this mid lane. And how convenient. Eternal Envy with the DD rune pops out the Metamorphosis. And look at the Dark Army begin to just work right on through the Polar base. They want to end it here and now. They're going right for tier 4s.
This could be the game. Buyback on your Batrider. What do Asus.Polar have? They have Black Hole, no buyback on Enigma. They're hurting the freaking mag back towards the well. He's got to find a way out of here. He whips the RP. And any hope of a hold may have just evaporated. with one misspell. G literally being boxed in while EE works his magic on the throne, and Cloud9 are gonna 3-0 KO slaughter Asus.Polar. It looks like they will make a return to defend their second place at the Summit 3.
Well, they don't need to worry about no redemption vote this time. They have secured their own spot in their own way here at the Summit Land Final. My God, they looked really, really good. I can't believe it.
That was not just the fact that they won, but they just wrecked. They dominated. That was impressive.
I mean, I wouldn't say that Polar really looked off their game. They put together a respected set of drafts that we've seen them dominate with before. I mean, more credit, I guess, to C9 to be one step ahead.
It feels like Cloud9 just had so many tools in their arsenal. The first game, we ended up seeing the kind of standard Juggernaut Enigma take towers. They had the empowered Jug farm your Ancients. We saw that similar strat from EG yesterday over in the America region. Then game 2, they bust out something wild, something crazy. They picked up the Undying and the Phoenix, and they ran the Phoenix as a support instead of an offlaner. So they changed it up there, and then this time around, they go back to their global strat. So it's not a team that's running the same strat every game. They're mixing it up. They're looking like a deeper and more versatile team than what they have been.
Yeah.
And it's tough to play against
That's
that.
a team that wins, though. The team that shows that they're more flexible. They have a lot more to offer, and you can never just kind of build a draft around expecting like something like that from Cloud9. You may think like, oh, we'll just kind of remove these respectable heroes that they play, but they show that they have a Rolodex of different game plans, and
seriously,
it's just ridiculous.
Well, now I really want to see them play Secret, because the Secret team really struggled to close out Asus.Polar. Maybe it's a matchup issue. Maybe they wanted to save their strategies for LAN. I think at that point, when you're that close to qualifying, you pull everything you have out of the book, but well, Cloud9 made it look easy.
We'll get to see them play, though, at the LAN.
Yeah, hopefully we will get to see that matchup. But guys, for now, that will wrap up Europe. At this point, any European teams who did not qualify, they got to hang their hats on the redemption vote. So
get that campaign happening. Yeah, get out there.
Asus.Polar, definitely, I think they've got some fans in the Western English-speaking community.
Yeah.
Maybe not as many as NIP and Alliance, but they did show that they're a very deserving team, making a deep run here on the Summit through Europe, just not deep enough.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to win a vote past Na'Vi even. Na'Vi Alliance,
Is anyone going to vote for Na'Vi? I'm kind of curious.
I don't know. Every time I cast a Na'Vi game, regardless of roster, there seems to be a wealth of people who like to watch him play, so...
Na'Vi's always, I feel like they're almost always a good team to bet against, because even if you think they're going to win, the odds are never what they should be, because they just have so many fans. But we'll see. With that said, guys, that wraps up the Summit 3 Europe. We've still got America ongoing. China has yet to begin, so we are going to have 3 more teams still to qualify, but Europe now a wrap, SEA a wrap. We've already got Vici Gaming coming, and the redemption vote will round out the 8 teams that we'll bring here to Los Angeles. Thank you very much for watching. I am, of course, LD. He's KOTLGuy. Follow him on Twitter at KOTLGuy, myself, if you would like as well, at LD Dota. VODs will be up on youtube.com/BeyondTheSummit TV. And with that said, guys, the Summit 3 Europe is a wrap. We'll see you later.
I was actually one of the first people to sign up on Vulcan. It's a chance to not only win money, but do it in a way that's like really exciting.
I entered in one $10 contest, was feeling a little lucky that day, and actually I won $400.
When I tried out for the Caitlyn headshot one, that's only $10. I won $1,000.
The prize pool is up to $1 million.
Play on Vulcan, watch League, get paid.
Support this channel by checking out Vulcan.com. Use the invite code below.